What's up, prize fighters? I'm Brian Tong, and it's another battle for the best smartphone on planet Earth. Get ready for a throwdown showdown between the LG G4 and the Samsung Galaxy S6. Our judges for this fight are Associate Editor Lin Law and Order, and you know who, Ring Ling Ding Tong. Now we'll take both judges' scores and average them out to the nearest 10th each round. The final prize fight score will be an average of all rounds using the same system. Let's get it on. Round one is design. Looking at it head-on, the LG G4 looks a lot like the LG G3. The screen is the same size at 5.5 inches with a 538 pixels per inch density, but the G4's body is actually bigger and heavier. Now, the different backings and the leather styling is a nice touch, but it just can't compare to the Galaxy S6's first ever all metal and glass body that is truly the best Samsung design we've ever seen. Its 5.1 inch screen is smaller, but it makes up for it with a higher 577 pixels per inch, and it's a lot more comfortable to hold. The Galaxy S6 takes this round with a 4.5, and the LG G4 gets a 4. Next round is navigation user interface. Samsung has made a big jump in toning down their TouchWiz interface from past phones, and it works with a cleaner and flatter UI experience. LG's new UX 4.0 interface is even more minimalistic, and it's really the closest thing you're going to get to a pure Android experience that also takes plenty of cues from Lollipop's material design. Both phones bring multitasking with apps, and both can use gesture controls like swiping with your palm for a screen capture on the S6 or closing your fist to set off the camera timer on the G4. Even if it's not the prettiest, I still love the physical power button on the rear side of the G4 instead of reaching around awkwardly on the side. The LG G4 strikes back with a 4.5, and the S6 gets a 4. So after 2 rounds were tied, round 3 is features. The LG G4 stays true to itself by still keeping its expandable memory and a user-replaceable battery. 2 key things Samsung dropped with its new design. Now, both phones still bring Android staples like Google Now and the best voice recognition on a phone, plus customization galore, but it's the Galaxy S6 that throws everything at you. The S6 brings an improved fingerprint scanner to unlock your phone and use their upcoming digital payment system, Samsung Pay. It still brings a built-in heart rate sensor, and both phones can do wireless charging, but you'll need to have a specific back cover to use it on the LG G4. Samsung swings hard and takes this round with a 4.5, and LG gets a 4. Round 4 is camera. Cameras count when it comes to phones, and the S6 and the LG G4 bring a 16 megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization and 4K video capture. LG's 8 megapixel front camera beats out the S6's 5 megapixel one in image quality and features like this beauty glamour filter that I always use. Now, Samsung has shooting modes galore, but it's the G4's impressive f1.8 aperture and manual mode that can control everything from ISO to shutter speed and even give you the option to shoot in RAW that has really upped the game for smartphone cameras. Overall, the LG G4 took photos that were slightly sharper, but the S6 brings that extra boost of saturation that makes their photos pop. Both cameras are great. Lin prefers the S6, but I prefer the options on the G4. And if you're picking a phone just based on its camera alone, the G4 would be that phone today. LG takes this one with a 4.75, and the S6 gets a 4.5. So after averaging 4 rounds, the Galaxy S6 has the slightest of leads. The final round that decides it all is performance. Both of these phones are snappy performers that were fluid and didn't have any major issues, but the difference maker here is battery life. Based on our CNET battery video drain test, the S6 clocked in at a respectable 12.4 hours, while the LG G4 clocked in at a more modest 10.4 hours. The Galaxy S6 outperformed the LG G4 in the 3D Mark Ice Storm Unlimited test for graphics performance, and also came out on top in the Geekbench 3 benchmarks for single-core and multi-core performance. It's pretty clear that the S6 takes this round with a 4.5, and the G4 gets a 4. So let's average out all 5 rounds, and this was a back-and-forth battle, but in the end, the Galaxy S6 reigns supreme, winning 4.4 to 4.3, and is your prize fight winner. Now, you can't go wrong with either phone here, and the Galaxy S6 retains its title as king of the prize fight ring. I'm Brian Tong. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time for another prize fight.